Hey everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA. Living in my car for 18 months or so now. I fell asleep this afternoon even though I have trouble sleeping now because I have so much energy. I am working on my screenplay obsessively, even to the point where I was so hungry because I ate very little the last 3 days. I have very little money. I was basically having protein drinks, oatmeal, and peanuts. Oh, and I have a tin of tuna each day. Today I just broke down, went to the food bank, got stuff, even though I'm on my last $50 for the moment. And I'm going to owe like several hundred soon. But I wanted to talk about this. That car, I flinched because sometimes when that driver hits the gas, and they're a pretty responsible driver. I'm not bothered by them just, having a loud car. But when they hit the gas, it makes that popping, like, gunshot noise. And I swear, the first time I heard that around here, I literally thought it was gunshots, like a drive-by shooting, and I started running. But this guy just drives around here. He does some kind of work around here, so he's driving around a lot. I see the same truck. I was approached by two different people while showering. And this happened 2 different times. First time a couple weeks ago, but I didn't think about it much, and I don't know if the person was mentally challenged or not, because they just came by me and they kept saying, good morning, good morning. I said, I don't want to talk, and they just walked away. But this one pissed me off, though. A few days ago, some asshole drove up to me while I was showering outside my car at 6 in the morning. And he's saying, good morning, in this little black Toyota or something. It would have been funny to me, actually, to just keep ignoring him. That would have been really funny to me. I wanted to ignore him. But I just said, I don't want to talk. And he drove away. I mean, I wanted to just grab him, pull him out of the car, and smash him, because what the fuck do you need to talk to me for? I'm guessing maybe he was some kind of like outreach worker, wanted to point me to a mission or some place where I could shower. Yeah, I don't like that though, when people come up to me, approach me like that. I've had outreach workers come up to me in the car, try to offer me food. Yeah, I want to smack the shit out of them too, but I just tell them, I don't want to talk, I don't need anything. Also, a lot of the food, I know they're trying to help people, but a lot of that food I was seeing them hold was just shit, like white bread, peanut butter jelly sandwiches or something. I'm like, fuck that, man. That stuff is so bad for you. Just pure like carbs and increasing your blood sugar and increasing your body fat. Just terrible stuff. I get it. If you're starving, you may eat it. I broke down today. I had 2 bagels. Because I've barely eaten, and what happened today, I was working on my screenplay, and I was so hungry and so tired, but I couldn't really fall asleep and didn't want to. I was just obsessed to where even when I got up to pack up my laptop, I had to leave the place I was at. I was upset that I couldn't go back and keep working on my screenplay, so I've been working on it obsessively, and here's something that helped with it so much. And there's not enough hours in the day. Even if I spend 10, 12 hours on it, and by that time I'm ready to fall asleep again, because, I get up and stuff, eat and shower and exercise. That takes up 2 or 3 hours right there. I still want more time to work on it. But what helps so much, I ended up reading a total of 57 screenplays so far, not counting some other ones I've read over the years, including... Oh, no, wait, maybe I did include it. The screenplay for The Room from Tommy Wiseau, which not one line of it is properly formatted in screenplay format. And the script is so hilarious, just like the movie. It's so bad. And there's even funnier moments that he cut out of the movie, or just different versions of moments that are in the movie. The breast cancer line, that gets an even weirder and totally nonsensical response and follow-up in the movie, that you get the idea that, yeah, he was going for some kind of emotion or reversal, but it made absolutely no sense. And so I didn't necessarily learn much from it, but it was funny. But anyways, reading scripts. By 52, it kind of, something clicked for me when I read the script for The Aviator. But what really helped me was I read Greg Mottola's great screenplay for Adventureland. And you know, when I can't really watch movies lately, reading scripts is it's a good alternative. I love doing it, to the point where it's almost like, oh man, I don't know if I enjoy this more than watching movies. I mean, I enjoy watching movies more, but I love that I'm getting an education doing this. But I didn't just read Adventureland. What I did, I was reading it and I outlined it for 19 pages in this notebook. I filled up one notebook already with notes for my screenplay and a few others. So this one I filled up with notes for other stuff. And here for Adventureland, I was making notes for 19 pages, every single beat basically. And because I wanted to see, one, how many beats was it? Two, where did the page numbers fall for all of them? How many pages? And I realized just how short a lot of them were. And then I made notes in the side, what type of things are going on in each scene. Adversary agent attacks, story world established, weakness, setup of the love interest, weakness and need, entering the conflict world, hero's plan, like hero embarks on his plan falls apart, opposition, character, weakness, skill, weakness, need, desire, ghost world that haunts him, stuff like that. Just a few basic words. And not only, okay, writing it was one thing. And I literally had nightmares about Adventureland. I was so obsessed with it. And also, I don't like that it's so overlooked. It is such a great movie, but it sneaks up on you. It's so good. It was marketed as like a nerds versus jocks, sort of like, like teen sex comedy. And it's not that at all. It's a coming-of-age story, or a maturation story, I prefer to call them. A first love story. And Greg Mottola describes it as, a story of how characters decide to become the people they're going to be for the rest of their lives. But the commercials totally made it look like a goofy farce, like an over-the-top, silly joke. And it's not that at all. It's so good. And it's just, I don't want it to even be overlooked. I hate it. And it's so mature and thoughtful. So not only I outlined it for 19 pages, I'm going through it here, you see all it, but then I went back through it. Here's what really helped. Because doing that for a day and a half, it's kind of like, you're just getting through it. It's a lot of tedious work, although I enjoyed it a lot. But then, what I did was read back through it and looked at how many times is the protagonist in scenes where his relationship with the antagonist, the love interest, and where their relationship grows. How many scenes are they off doing their own things, furthering their own plans to get what they want? And where those plans come into collision, and where allies and adversary agents come in and attack them. And the love interest is sort of the adversary, because she wants one thing, the protagonist wants another. Even though in a love story it's not that they want to fight and kill each other, but they're still in opposition. There's still one plan of one character, one plan of the other, and they're all reflecting on the same idea and going about their plans to get what they want. And to defeat one another, it's not that they're going to fight, but that they, become better people, become better versions of themselves. So that was incredibly helpful, and I found that helped me break my story so much better. Break it meaning establish the beats, which I'm still doing. It's still like low resolution to me, but it's getting like, in a eye doctor's office with when they turn the lenses to see which one looks better or worse. It's getting more in focus. It's like you're seeing this landscape better and better, and I'm realizing, okay, I know how to learn this now. I used to panic so bad thinking, I don't know if I'm capable of learning screenwriting. But now I realize, okay, I can learn it each day. It just takes time. There's no rushing it. I still have to take the time to work stuff out and literally stop and say, okay, just because I wrote this event doesn't mean it's clear, doesn't mean I should love it, doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I wrote it. Now I got to figure out and ask myself, how does this work compared to everything else? What are the possible things that don't make sense or need explaining about this? And that's just aided me so much, which is not just loving what I wrote because I'm like, oh, I wrote it, it's great, it makes sense. Because what happens is writers' minds connect events in the story that don't have any actual connection on the page. Maybe they can be connected if they're clarified, but people who read them will not get it, and your story, your screenplay will not get good good reception, and it won't launch your career. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh, thank goodness, I'm recognizing that better and better now, to where I'm stopping and going back, and my only regret is I don't have enough time. Each thing, it like, popcorn exploding or whatever, I don't know, it pops out into 4 different things that I either have to answer or move around or address somehow or set up properly. Sometimes I'll get towards the end of my outline. When I'm getting towards the end of it now, I'm like, oh, this could happen here, but if this happens, I know I need to set it up earlier. Then I go back and just make a note how I may set it up somewhere around here, go through it again, and it's just aiding me each time. It's like building my dramatic muscles. So the other thing I was thinking is, man, okay, this pandemic shut things down. I don't know how safe I feel working on film sets, even though I want to, but I don't know what to do. I also despise jobs. Every time I look at job listings, it makes me so mad how much I hate them, how much I don't even want to apply. I'm like, I don't even want to pass your test to show you that I can work for you. If you can't tell when you see me, you shouldn't have me. So it means I'm barely surviving, but I don't care. The screenwriting is it's good work right now, even though I'm not getting paid for it. Although you all out there are supporting me just by watching it, and by starving. I'm not literally starving, but by being hungry a lot, I am losing weight and exercising really hard. I did the most burpees in a single, it wasn't all one set, but sets with very short breaks, like a few seconds today than I ever did without thinking about it, because I'm getting my discipline. Anyways, it's not that I want to brag. I think that's disgusting, like saying, oh, things are going great for me. I hate anyone, or not, I don't hate anyone. I hate when people say, oh, things are going so great, I fell in love with this or whatever. Like, oh, how nice for you. Everything's great for you. Too bad for everybody else, huh? So even though I'm still going through all this out here, and, I wonder, it's just overwhelming. I'm thinking, man, I got to get a place. I got to do stuff to, help myself somehow. I also know these are the best circumstances in a way for me to try and do it, provided I don't get sick. I really don't want to. And, just knowing that this is going to take a long time. Everything about this, my screenwriting, the pandemic to be over. However, I'm going to be able to work with my mom again. It's a lot. But anyways, I'm getting by. It's my last tin of tuna I got from the food bank a couple days ago. And, getting by all right. So, I'm hoping to lose a bunch of weight. I got to lose at least 30 pounds. All right.